Have you ever felt like no matter how much you try, it is still not enough? You work hard, improve yourself, and compare yourself to others. Yet something inside keeps whispering that you should be more. This feeling is extremely common. It does not mean you are weak or broken. It means your mind has learned to measure your worth in a painful way. Most people are not born feeling not enough. This belief is learned. It often begins in childhood, when love, praise, or attention depended on performance, behavior, or success. If you were praised only when you did well, your brain learned a dangerous rule, that your value must be earned. Over time, this turns into an inner voice that says, if I fail, I am not worthy. Even when life changes, the brain keeps repeating that message. As we grow older, this feeling becomes stronger because of constant comparison. Social media shows us people who look happier, more confident, and more successful. Your mind compares your real, imperfect life to their carefully edited highlights. The brain was never designed for this much comparison, so it begins to feel behind, even when it is not. Inside the mind lives the inner critic. It tells you that you should be doing more, that you are falling short, and that you are wasting your potential. This voice originally developed to protect you from rejection and failure. But over time, it becomes harsh and exhausting. Instead of helping you grow, it creates pressure, anxiety, and self-doubt. The feeling of not being enough is deeply connected to fear, fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, fear of not being accepted. Many people believe that if they fail, they will lose love or respect, so their minds never allow them to relax. Even success does not bring peace because the goalpost keeps moving. Some people respond by becoming perfectionists, others become people pleasers, some hide their true selves. All of these are attempts to finally feel worthy, but no matter how hard they try, the feeling returns, because it is not about what they do, it is about what they believe. The good news is that this pattern can change. The first step is awareness. When the thought, I'm not good enough, appears, you do not have to believe it. You can say, my mind is telling me this. That small shift creates space between you and the voice. And in that space, healing begins. Self-compassion is another powerful tool. Research shows that people who treat themselves kindly are more emotionally stable and more motivated. Self-compassion means speaking to yourself the way you would speak to someone you care about. When you struggle, you do not attack yourself. You understand yourself. It also helps to question the stories your mind tells you. Thoughts like, I will never be enough, or everyone is better than me, are not facts. They are habits of the mind shaped by experience. When you challenge them, they start to lose their power. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on progress. Perfection creates endless pressure. Progress creates growth. Every small step matters, even when it feels invisible. Healing is not about becoming flawless. It is about becoming honest and patient with yourself. Feeling like you are not enough does not mean you lack value. It means you were taught to tie your worth to achievement, approval, or comparison. But your worth does not come from what you do. It comes from the simple fact that you exist. This feeling often shows up as overworking, people-pleasing, or constantly seeking validation. You may push yourself harder than everyone else and still feel empty inside. That happens because the mind is chasing worth instead of recognizing it. When you begin to slow down, notice your thoughts, and treat yourself with patience, something changes. You stop fighting who you are. You stop trying to become someone else. And slowly you begin to feel calm, grounded, and quietly confident. Over time, the mind learns a new pattern. It starts to see mistakes as part of growth instead of proof of failure. You begin to feel safe being imperfect. That is where real confidence comes from. Not from being better than others, but from being okay with yourself. If this message feels familiar, you are not alone. Many people carry this silently, but it is possible to soften the inner voice and feel at home within yourself. You were never broken. You were simply taught the wrong story about yourself.